game that did not surprise our football team, did not surprise me, and I'm sure it didn't surprise San Diego State. It was a classic game. San Diego State made more plays tonight than what we did, and we want to congratulate them. We also want to say so much thanks to our seniors during the course of this year, the things that they have accomplished. Really, no one would have thought of at the beginning of the year except for the seniors and myself. We set a goal to win the conference championship and came up short. And we'll move on. We'll be in a bowl game. We don't know which one or where it's going to be, but we still got some more season to play. So that's where I want to start.
With that, we'll open up to questions, please.
Make sure you raise your hand. We'll right over here. We'll bring you a microphone. Coach, PostRadio.com. As you review the season now, in the aftermath of the season being completed before the bowl game, can you sum up what this season has meant for you, what the season has meant for the Cowboys football program, and just your general thoughts on everything from the beginning of the season until tonight?
I think, if you remember how the season started out here, it was a game that was decided at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And what became apparent was the resolve and the belief that these players had with each other and the coaches. And that belief and that togetherness and that unity really pushed us to overcome some really difficult, challenging times. There's no doubt the trajectory of this program, the arrow was pointing up. That's credited to these seniors. We have an exciting ball game left, which we want to cap off our season on a high note. But I can tell you that I believe the stage is set, that the culture in the locker room has shifted 180 degrees. There's a winning attitude. There's a never say die attitude. And that's all part of building a program. We certainly wanted to have an opportunity to win the championship this year. We didn't get it done. But in my mind, these guys are champions because they have set the stage to propel our program to higher levels.
Great, Foster, Casper, start for me. Josh, a lot of your big plays this year come with your legs. Since the game 2 weeks ago, do you feel like San Diego State's defense made some adjustments kind of to take that into account this week?
Absolutely. They did a good job of increasing pressure. They contained and collapsed the pocket a few times and just wasn't able to make enough plays. And obviously, turning the ball over 3 times really in our own end of the field is not how you win the game. And I just didn't play good enough to make enough plays. And that's about it.
This is for Tanner and Casper. When you first got here, you had a lot of changes throughout your 4 years here. How would you describe walking onto this field after 4 years you've had and seeing everything in this conference championship?
Yeah, it's been a really fun ride the past 4 years. Went through a lot of different coaches, a lot of quarterbacks, but this is the most fun I've had playing football in my life this year. And I love this team, and it's just been a blast to kind of go through that journey and through the ups and downs and to play in that big game today was really fun.
Jeremiah Johnson, Last Sports. Craig, it looked like there really wasn't a whole lot of time for set up pass plays and that sort of thing. Was there anything that San Diego State was doing with this pass rush that was creating you guys so many problems?
Well, we really had a difficult time getting the running game going tonight. And the two go hand in glove because it had a real impact on what we could do play action pass-wise. I think we really need to credit San Diego State. They came into the game 2 games ago with the #1 defense in the conference. And Coach Long and I talked before the game. We both were scratching our head about what had happened to the performance the week before. But I think some of that was just the fact that you had the 2 football teams laid it all on the line and the tanks went. And we responded tonight. a defensive front that's very disruptive. We allowed to filter a little bit. We had a hard time getting man on man. And, Josh said it pretty accurately. The pocket was collapsed quite a bit. Didn't have a lot of time. And some of that goes with, we had tons of third down balls. And whenever you have a third down ball and chasing the sticks, that's always an advantage to the defensive coach. Defensive coach. Coach Long did a good job with that. Josh, the receivers made some plays, but I think a lot of it was we were just ineffective on first down and our third down conversion. Going halftime was like 1 for 7. So their stunts, their blitzes, they came up, and we could never really make them pay for some of those blitzes they had.
Marcus, Brandon Foster again. With the, coming off the kind of defensive performance you guys had against New Mexico, I know very different style of offense, but it seemed like you guys made a bunch of stops on defense tonight. Just how were you guys able to respond from such a tough team a week ago?
We're just really good on defense. I mean, we fight. That's just what we pride ourselves on, is fighting and play. It's hard to play each week, so that's what we came out and tried to do. Folks, radio again, Josh. This was Tanner's last home football game here at the War, and I'd just like to know if you could talk a little bit about what he's meant to you this season and the way that you guys developed some great chemistry this year, and that final touchdown pass that he threw in the end zone to Tanner.
It's just kind of something we developed every time I roll out. One of my fingers always seems to end up in Forrest hands. We're really good friends out in the field. We hang out basically 24/7. It's just, I love this man right here. I love all my teammates. Wish we could send them out, on top of Mount West. Didn't happen. We got one more game left, and we're going to end send them out well there.
This is from Marcus Epps, and you guys have taken the lumps on the defensive side of the ball. This was a call and chase out the field and DJ after that. How would you kind of describe how your defense is rallied around trying to fill those holes?
Well, it was definitely tough, but we trust anyone that we have to put out there. And, on defense, everybody's still good there, but it's a lot of reps in practice. And, everybody cares a lot, so we trust anybody that we can put out on the field. So, it's definitely tough to overcome those injuries, but that's just what we have to trust in.
Dave, is that okay to be here? Josh, what did they do differently up front that allowed them to be so effective in collapsing the pocket that she talked about a little bit ago?
They brought a few different stunts and blitzes that we really didn't prepare all that much for. Played a lot of man, and they brought it almost every play, it seemed like. Just hard to adjust to that in games sometimes, and they were ready, I guess.
For Bohl, when Coach Long got aggressive and went forward on that fourth down, was that something you were kind of expecting, having seen him be that aggressive the last time the year before?
Well, we were going back and forth, to preparing for either a field goal or going for it on fourth down. I think Rocky's got a great instinct. He knows his football team well. Came up with a big play there, and I thought the momentum had switched, but they responded, and their defense came back and played. So there was lots of ebbs and flows in this football game. I thought it was a dynamic football game. I want to just say a big shout out to the fans. That was our fans. It's a commitment for them to come here. Then a cold night, I thought the atmosphere was electric, and so I know that wasn't an answer to your question, but I want to have that woven in. So I appreciate it.
We have time for one more question. So student athletes or Coach Bohl. One more down here with Brandon.
Brandon Foster again. Josh, can you just kind of take me through that first interception when you chased down Casey and forced the fumble there? It seemed like right away you knew that it was a fumble out of the end zone there.
Yeah, just trying to make correct the mistake I made.
student athletes and Coach Bohl. Wonderful season.